Welcome back to OATS Functional Test Automation video course. In this video course, we'll learn about assets related to data banks. So, what are data banks? Data banks is basically a CSV file or maybe a database table. You have an option to choose either of those them. So, if you can click on add, you will see a CSV file or database. In this course, we'll be talking more about CSV file. So, what is the help of the CSV file is that when you have created any test automation script, it is more useful if the same script can be used for different sets of test data. Like for example, if we talk about creating an account. So now if I want to create multiple accounts and see if they are being created successfully or not. So I'll first create a simple script which is creating a single account, and then I'll parameterize it with a data bank. Like a data bank can be a CSV file or many other files, but oats has given out of the box solution for CSV and database, which otherwise if you want to go for Excel you may have to write your own libraries and then use them. So for the scope of this video course, we will be talking about data banks with respect to CSV file. For CSV file, the first row is considered the headings of the test data that you want to provide. For example, in the earlier videos where we have recorded a script to register an account in the Mercury Tours practice website. So let me show you the code once so you'll understand. We were navigated to this tours application. We clicked on register link and then we entered the first name, last name, mobile number, email address, and shipping address, city, state, country, and then giving the username, password, and then click on the register button. And once we click on register button, you wait for the confirmation page to be loaded. And in that example, I've clicked on the confirmation messages. So this is the script that we have recorded last time, and now we will see how we can use the same script to run for multiple data, multiple sets of test data. That is, for example, I want to give different first name, last name. The details will change for every new account. So that we will do from the tree view code. But before to that, you have to go to data banks and click on add and say CSV file. Again, select the location where you want to have the data bank, the CSV file. So I'm giving data, keeping it related to the current script because I'm creating this particular file inside the same script. Click OK. So now this file has been created. You can open it and then say first. The first row becomes the column names of the test data, username, sorry, first name, last name, mobile, email, address, city, state, country, and then we have username and then password. So these were the fields that we have actually entering in the registration process. If you see here, first name, last name, mobile, email, address, city, state, country, username and passwords. So that is what we have given here. So now you can give multiple sets of data here, like testing, tools, email, address. You can give any address here. Then city, state, and then country, username, and then password. So you can create multiple records here. Okay, so I want this script to iterate for all these four sets of data. So let us see how we can do it now. Go to tree view and then select where and all you're entering the data, this node. Double click and then you can see this small icon here. Click on it. Now if you see there is a data bank that is listed here. So because you have created a data bank and added it as an asset, we can see this particular list of column names. That is the first row in that CSV file. And then click finish. Click OK. Similarly, you can do for all others. So before going to the password, here the password got encrypted. So we can change it first to normal text. So both password and confirm password will be having the same value. Click on OK. So we have parameterized all the fields here. You see here all the fields have been changed. And as I mentioned earlier, OATS has a specific notation. Earlier, when we were working with object library, we remembered that we had two curly braces and obj dot mercury dot, that's what we saw here, obj dot mercury dot the object name, where obj is for object library, mercury is the alias name of the object library, and then the particular object in that object library. Similarly, db is for data bank, data is the alias name, and then the column name in that particular data bank. So here, if you click on play, it will execute only one record. So OATS has given as an option to iterate to multiple sets of data. So you can click on iterate here. So if you see here, it is asking, the source is there, data.csv file. And then do you want to run for specific records or all records? If you say all records for all the records present in the CSV file, the script will be executed. And if it is specific records, you'll see only those specific records. And then from where do you want to start? Like four records of data is there. Whether you want to start from the first one or the second one or the third one is up to you. You can give the value here. And then you can click on OK. This will basically launch the application. So it is now launching the browser. Clicks on register link, enter the first name, last name, all the details, and then enter the details. Click on submit. Now it will again click on register. Now it is executing the same script for the second record. Now this happens for two more times. This is the third record in the data bank file that we have given. Now comes the last record. So if you see how easy it is to parameterize using the given data bank of OATS. The script execution is completed. You can see here OpenScript is idle. If you go to results, it says everything is passed. And if you go to details as well, earlier when I showed you or explained the results file, there was only iteration 1. Now we have 5 iterations. You may ask why it is showing 5 iterations. The reason is OpenScript checks that if there is another iteration available or not, and if it is not available, then it skips. So if you see here, it says nothing is there, so it has skipped it. Otherwise, the iteration will have data like this. So this is how we can simply use the assets of data bank and then you can parameterize your script using DataBank. In the next video course, we will be talking about how to use assets of jar files. That is the last one in the assets. Thank you so much for watching.